Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel again. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed to my channel. If you are new to this channel, thank you so much for clicking this video and checking us out. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know how we do it, man. You know how we kill it in this channel. And like I promised you guys, today is Wednesday. I'm doing another video, and today I'm not alone. I'm with my brother. I want to talk about the pressure that we are in terms of youth. How do you get this whole pressure thing and be like, I'm gonna walk my own path?
Thank you, madam. That is a very important question.
Sure.
I think it's probably what almost every young person is dealing with now.
Sure.
We are all faced with that.
Sure.
When we spoke, I shared a story with you of a friend of mine. I think I also recorded a video on that.
Yeah.
That he was running on a race.
Sure.
And then he fell because of cramps.
Sure.
And then the people he was running with ran past him. And then he crawled to the finishing line. Pulled himself to the finishing line. And when he got there, I later on then asked him, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you quit? Because everyone had passed people who started with, people with similar energy with you.
Yeah.
And then he said, the initial purpose to start the race was not to finish first or last.
Sure.
But the most important thing was to finish the race altogether. You see, the problem is that we usually compare our success and achievements with other people's. And then we ended up not having time to appreciate what we have, to appreciate where we are. And the other thing I said to you, Scott, if you've got a clear picture of where you're going, you don't have to be worried of people who are passing you by and all that. If you are sure of where you want to go, if you are sure, if you've seen what you want to become, where you want to get to, you don't have to worry about whatever that anyone else is achieving, whatever that anyone else is going to.
Sure.
You need to be so focused in this thing that you are doing, so focused in what you are trying to achieve, that you don't have time to look at others, what they are doing. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
You need to get this right and do it very well, and you'll get there in no time. Besides, we are capacitated in different ways.
Sure.
If you get to the fridge in a garage or anywhere where you want to buy a drink, you find that there's 500 milliliters, there's 1 liter bottles and all that. If you're gonna find or try to put 1 liter or 500 milliliters and force it into 1 liter, it might fill in, but you cannot fill the 1 liter into a 500 liters.
Sure.
So we are all capacitated in different ways.
Sure.
So our capacities are the most important things that we need to focus on. How much am I capacitated? How much is the other person capacitated? Do you understand what I'm saying? So if we don't understand that art, if we don't understand our capacities, then we will always wish to be the next person.
Sure.
Not knowing that we don't have capacity to that. We are capacitated to become what we are.
Sure.
Isn't it the story that in wrapping up, there's a story in the Bible that one king gave people talents, and gave 1 5 and 1 3 and 1, and the other person he gave him 1.
Sure.
He was expecting them to double what he gave. The Bible says he gave as per their ability, as per their capacity. You understand? We cannot all be millionaires. We cannot all be multimillionaires.
Sure.
But we can all become what you are capacitated into. You understand what I'm saying? So now focus on what you're capacitated to. Spend time with yourself and know the capacity you have. If you are made to be a multimillionaire, then be that.
Sure.
But if you are made to be a millionaire, then be that. Do you understand? I'm not saying people should build ceiling in their minds, as if or limits. No, but now know who you are. Know yourself. You know that kind of person who woke up in 3 a.m. and do sit-ups and all that. You know that kind of a person. But check what you're capacitated into. And if you know that, then you'll have a happy life. You'll live a happy life because you know what you're capacitated into.
Sure. I quite hear you, bro. And you also spoke about something like it's very important to know how to congratulate other people.
Exactly.
Which is something that I feel nowadays is so hard to just say, my brother, congratulations for buying that new car, congratulations for getting that degree, congratulations for getting that job. It is so hard because everybody wants to have a better life.
Exactly.
And you said to me, to congratulate other people is for your own good.
Exactly.
What did you mean by that?
Okay. We are in a journey in this life. We are honestly in a journey.
Sure.
And in a journey, we need to know that we do unto others what we want them to do for us. That is the first thing.
Sure.
Secondly, if you can substitute jealousy with gratitude, eventually you're going to be a person who's living their lives very happy in a way.
Sure.
Now, if my friend buys a pair of shoes, and it's a very nice pair of shoes, whether I can or cannot afford it, but if I congratulate my friend, if I tell him that their shoes are nice, I'm making his day, I'm making him happy. In return, then I'm going to have a beautiful day, and I'm going to be happy in return. So now the most important thing, what we don't do usually, that is also because we don't know where we are going. So we think if they buy shoes, we must buy shoes. If they buy t-shirts, we must buy t-shirts. It's like we should have whatever the other person
exactly my point.
Not knowing that in gratitude, there's also a room for more. In gratitude, there's growth. I'm telling you, it's not everyone who can congratulate the next person. It takes growth, it takes selflessness to congratulate the next person.
Sure. The other thing again is how do you deal with people who are very negative towards everything that you do?
Yeah.
How do you deal with negative energy around you?
You just shoot them dead. No, I'm kidding. What happens is that Scott, we are a result of what we usually watch, or we usually listen to, or we usually eat in a way.
Sure.
If you eat too much junk, there's gonna be results. If you listen to too much of gospel, there's gonna be results.
Sure.
If you watch too much of movies that are fighting and all that, there's gonna be results.
Sure.
I think it's a bit of that. So now the most important thing is to have an art to ignore negativity, because dealing in negativity, the best way to deal with negativity is to ignore negativity. Do you understand what I'm saying? We shared a story also with you that there was a guy who wanted to quit his job.
Sure.
And then he told his boss that I'm quitting this job. And the boss said, no, why would you quit your job? And the guy said, I'm quitting because there's too much of toxic people and there's too much of negative people in this space.
Sure.
And then the boss said, okay, it's fine, you can quit your job, but do this one thing for me. Before you quit your job, take a glass and fill it with water to the brim and walk down the corridor 5 times. And then after that, then come here. Don't drop or don't spill any of the water.
Sure.
And the young man did that. And then he came back to the boss and said to the boss, I'm done. And now I can resign. And the boss said, did you spill any water? The young man said, no. And the boss said, why? The young man said, I was so focused in the glass of water so that I could not have time to listen to what other people are saying.
Sure.
Or what other people are doing. And then the boss said, it's like that in life. In life, if you want to deal with negativity, you ignore negativity. You keep focusing on what you're doing. So if you post a video and someone wants to come up and just be negative on you, the best way and the best thing to do, ignore negativity and continue to work on your craft, work on your art, grow in your art. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So now, some people are too focused. Some people want to silence people. They want to respond back to what people are saying and all that. And it's a waste of time and energy, I'm telling you, in trying to respond to what people are saying and all that. A friend of mine asked me one time, we were watching a video on YouTube. It was a very good content. But we saw someone disliked the video. And then he asked me, why would a person dislike a video like this?
I always wonder. And
then I said to him, it's probably not the video itself. It might be the outfit that the guy is wearing on the video. It might be the background. It might be the type of music that is playing on the background. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily of what the person is saying.
Or there are quite other elements that contribute.
We look at the picture, the overall of the video. So now imagine wondering and trying to get rid of the dislikes when you can focus on growing the likes. That's another thing in life. We usually focus on the negative things and forget to grow the positive things. This is like this. If I give you a glass that is filled with water that has salt in it.
Sure.
If you don't want to drink it like that, add more water. Then you dilute the salt. You don't want the salt, you want water. So add more water until the saltiness is no longer there. So now, if you see much of negative things in your life, add more of positive things. Focus more on positive things. Focus more on good things. That's what you should be doing in the morning when you wake up. Focus on positive things. Apply gratitude towards positive things, and then you brighten your day. Then you've got a whole glass of water that is filled with water, of nice water and tasty water, no longer salty and all that.
Sure. You spoke about something that was very interesting. I know I said this was the last one, but I want you to explain this. We spoke about wanting to have another person's life, meaning when we make an example that if Mtsipe would give you his life for 2 days, you will understand that he in his position also feels some kind of pressure. How important is it to know that you are not alone in that position that you are, and even people that we feel like they are superior, they still face their own challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said to you last time, we are all subject to pressure. It doesn't matter who you are.
Sure.
It doesn't matter how much money you've got. It doesn't matter how much friends you have.
Sure.
It doesn't matter who you know. But we are all subject to pressure. A pastor has got his own pressure. President has got his own pressure.
Sure.
Talking about the president, I remember I once led a group of people to a mountain hike. There were about 40 people. In those 40 people, for 2 hours, I have had enough of leading people. And then I thought, what about the president who's leading about 65 million people?
Damn.
With different views, different abilities, different demands.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
And then I realized that in my position, I've got pressure of 40 people.
Sure.
The president in his position, he's got pressure of 65 million people.
Sure.
Everyone, no one is immune to pressure. We all are subject to pressure. That is why some people aspire other people's lives and say, okay, I wish I was God. I wish I was leading a YouTube channel with certain subscribers and all that.
Sure.
It would do better. I would live a much better life and all that. I don't want to lie to you. Scott has got his own pressure.
Sure.
I've got my own pressures.
Sure.
Parents have got pressures.
Sure case.
Like I said, pastors, soccer players, each and every individual in this life have got their own pressure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So the most important thing, the other thing is that we don't choose what happens to us, but we choose how to react to what happens to us.
That.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Like
so now the most important thing to do is have a way to deal with your pressure. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
And stop aspiring other people's lives. You see, when you're focused so much in other people's life, you don't have time to deal with yours. You don't have time to deal with your pleasures. After aspiring, after fantasizing with other person's life, you're gonna have to get back to your actual life and deal with your actual life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, deal with your pressure and work on it. Because now, people who are not married have got pressure. And married people also have got pressure.
That's so true.
That is why sometimes it seems as if when others are working in, others are working out. It's because there's always that pressure. But we need to deal in a relationship. There's pressure, and there's also a pressure of not being in a relationship.
Yeah, of being single.
So it's pressure all the way. That's what I'm saying. And the other thing, the most important thing, handle your pressure very well. Because now in pressure we also grow. Take a person who's doing weightlifting and all that.
Sure.
If they take too much pressure, it breaks them. If they take a pressure that is equal to their strength, it develops them.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So now develop yourself through stress. We need, after all, we need that stress to strengthen us, to grow us in a way.
Sure.
Because you grow out of that strength.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, thank you so much. It never fit every time when I speak to this guy. I mean, there is something that there is some wisdom that I take from it. And I hope I don't know who am I talking to, I don't know who this video is going to go to, who's facing certain challenges, certain pressures, be it academically, be it family problems. But just know that you are not alone and know how to contain your own pressure. Thank you so much, bro. I'm definitely going to invite him again on the channel. I'll tell you guys what are we going to speak about. But for now, I want you to tell them where they can find you, and also you're a content creator right now. Can you please talk about that a bit? Where can they find you, and also the content that you are doing right now? What is it all about as we close, man? Rather,
let me first commend you on the issue with regards to content itself.
Sure, bro.
You know, when other people are doing the YouTube content, TikTok or any platform,
yes, sir,
and they are far from you,
yes,
then
sir,
you start thinking, it's for them. But when it's done by someone closer to you, then you feel, okay, I can also relate to it. I can also do it.
Sure.
So you've been doing it, man, and other guys, but close in a very close range.
Sure.
You've been doing it before our eyes, so I commend you for that.
Thank you.
And thank you for delivering quality.
Sure.
I'm available on Facebook. I'm available on TikTok.
Hey, TikTok.
Twitter.
Sure.
And of course soon we'll be venturing into YouTube when the time is right. But Sivuyile Mngomezulu, Privilege, Nkos'phendule on Facebook.
Hey, Nkos.
Yeah, then from Facebook I'll move you to other platforms.
Okay.
And thank you very much for watching. Remember, if you judge a fish by its ability to fly, a fish will always look useless. But if you judge it by its ability to swim, a fish will always come out good. You are not what you are being judged with. You are what your strengths are. I think that's the most important.
Sure. Listen, good people, what you just hear right now, it's exactly the same content you get if you follow him on Facebook. Make sure that you follow him. He's a great guy, man. If you need to inbox him, you know, to know more about, you also have a book, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Use this platform where they can find your book. And what's the name of your book?
Oh, okay. The name of the book is In Christ Realities. By the way, I'm actually underway with a very new book that will come out soon. In Christ Realities. You can, once we meet on Facebook, once we start talking on Facebook, then you can get the book. You can actually get it for free because you are following Scott.
Awesome.
So get a book for free.
So you see, follow me. You get things for free. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is Nkos'phendule. Until we meet again, make sure that you click that notification button so that every time when I upload a video, you are notified. Please, guys, and to subscribe, it's for free. Mahala, mahala, guys. Until next time, this is Nkos'phendule signing out.
Thank you.